tutaj. Proszę.
Tutaj.
Tak.
Po polskie.
A little bit of everything.
Little.
Спасибо.
Proszę, dziękuję.
Take care, bro.
Okay.
There we are. Gruzina. Hopefully it's open. But I might be early. I think I'm a little early. Hello. Am I right to wait a few minutes before you open?
Okay, you can wait.
Thank you. Oh, slippy. So I'm in this little Georgian restaurant called Gruzina, and I've been here a couple times before, and the food here is superb. So I've just got off the plane from Newcastle to Wroclaw, and this was like stop number one. This is number one. So I think we're going to go for the appetizers here of the dolma. So I had this last time: minced pork and beef with rice wrapped in grape leaves. Fairly similar to some of the things you get in Greece, actually, but I guess it's not too far away from that part of the world. And the khinkali, which is, if you've never had it before, it's more similar to a giant xiaolongbao if you've ever had Shanghai soup dumplings. So it's a dumpling, like with soup inside. Except these ones, these are a vegetarian one, and I might get one of these as well. So this is Georgian cheese with spinach. And they're also delightful, but the ones with the meat are unreal. So you've got a large dumpling that you hold from the top, and then you've got sort of meat and, let's see, what does it say inside? We've got a soup dumpling stuffed with seasoned minced beef and a savoury bouillon. So basically a nice seasoned beef inside with soup, and when you bite into it you've got to be careful because you can scald yourself, just like a xiaolongbao. So it's typically good to hold a spoon underneath to catch any of the soup because it's so good. So we're going to get the dolma, one of those, and we'll probably get ourselves a Georgian beer as well, a lager, because I'm more in the mood for a lager than a dark beer today. But there's other things here such as khachapuris, which are very, very good. I got one a few years ago from here. I think it was let's see which one. I think it was this one, the kubdari. Very delicious. But Georgian bread is renowned for being absolutely fantastic. So essentially have a nice wood fire oven, make the bread fresh, put it in there, you've got a nice crispy base. Mine was filled with beef, and you had that beef fat sort of seep into the bread. Fantastic. So I think we'll order that, and then I'll show you when the food gets here. So our Georgian beer has arrived. Ice filtered beer. Icy. I can't read anything else on it, but it's an interesting language, that's for sure. Whereabouts does it say? Does it maybe say, well, imported Gdansk? Perhaps it's not even made in Georgia, but it's a Georgian beer. And I do like the Georgian alphabet, quite unique. 5%. It is just gone. Should we see what time it is? It is just gone 12 o'clock. And you can see there are rainfall warnings as well because the weather outside is atrocious. But it's cosy in here. We're actually underneath a railway line right now. So there's like a bridge that goes across, and you can see the arch here. There's tons of restaurants and bars like underneath the railroad tracks. It's pretty cool. Sometimes you'll hear them go over. Shall we give this beer a try? That's a nice lager. Very smooth. That'll go down a treat, no trouble. Could easily smash through smash. Oh God, it's already gone. You could definitely smash through a few of those, no trouble whatsoever. Icy filtered beer. Would recommend. The dolma has arrived, so we've got our lovely grape leaves here, little decoration, and what looks like sort of yogurt and maybe spiced oil. Let's give it a go. Looks really nice. Oh, there we are. Slice one of these open. As you can see there, it's stuffed with sort of meat and rice. Super delicious and nicely seasoned. I'll bring it in a little closer so you'll be able to see that. Some meat and rice and like a nice yogurty sauce. And we've got like like some sort of cracker. I don't know what that tastes of. Not a lot, but it's quite nice. Nice and hot. Not spicy, but temperature-wise, really well flavoured. Great. Super tender, not like fibrous. So I've had things before in the past in other places where they've wrapped them in leaves or whatever, and it's a bit fibrous, but these are super tender. First thing I've eaten all day. And I've been up since about 4 o'clock to get my flight from Newcastle to here. It's got quite nice decor here. Got to be careful on the lights because I banged my head on that one when I came in. You can see you've got a map of Georgia there as well. You've got Tbilisi, the capital, Azerbaijan on the right there, and then South Ossetia and Abkhazia, the two contested areas with their friendly neighbour Russia. So, yes. I'll eat these and then I'll get back to you when the main event arrives. Last bite. Superb. So, the piece de resistance has arrived. We have our khinkali. We have a vegetarian one, which is the Georgian cheese and spinach, and then we have the beef ones. Only problem is they will be scalding hot, and even the waitress was like, give it 5 minutes because you'll hurt yourself. And you need to eat these with your hands, so I'm not being badly table mannered. You've got to eat these with your hands, and as you can see here, and also I'm not being wasteful because you don't eat all of it, there's a little bit you leave. So you see these top bits here, they're very thick, doughy bits that don't cook all the way through, but they're your handles. So you pick them up like this, and then you munch on them, and then you eat all around the top, and then you just get rid of the top. I suppose you don't have to wash your hands, but I've just come back from the bathroom and washed my hands, just in case, since I've been in a taxi and the airport, you don't know what you've touched. I suppose in a sense it's similar to a Cornish pasty that we have in England. Cornish pasty is, I'll put a picture up here if you don't know what one is. It's a beef and usually potato or vegetable filled pasty. How else to describe it? Other than a meat-filled piece of pastry, but you have a sort of lip around the outside, and the idea was you would hold that. It was for coal miners or what have you, or manual labourers would hold onto that part of the pastry, and that way they wouldn't have to wash their hands. So if you had coal dust all over your hands, you would hold onto the pasty around the rim, eat the rest, and throw the crust away. So I guess it's maybe similar to that. If anyone knows the origin of khinkali or more information, please leave it in the comments. I'd love to know. I love this sort of stuff, history of food and things like that. I think maybe these have been waiting a little bit. I might be able to try the vegetarian one first. It might be cool enough. So this one is the one with the cheese and the spinach. It feels pretty hot on my fingers actually, but we'll give it a go. It's chewy because the cheese is melty. You can see the stringy cheese in there as it's melted, and all the spinach. That is seriously delicious. And you can probably hear the train going over us right now, which is pretty cool. Let's go in front of the bite. There's no real classy way to eat these. Oh, they're really good. Right, we'll come back to that one in a moment. Let's see if we can try one of these meat ones, but these ones gotta be really careful because the broth in these can be scalding hot. So there's our cheesy boy. Let's open that up so you can have a look properly actually at the insides. So you can see there all that Georgian cheese, some onions in there and spinach. Really flavoursome. Even though it's a vegetarian, it's not bland. If I was a vegetarian, I'd be smashing those every day. They're really good. It's almost like on the same level of taste as, let's say, a Ruski pierogi. Ruski pierogis are delicious, but they are vegetarian, but they're no lesser than their miso counterpart. So here's our meat boys. I may have to slurp a little bit. So inside you can see it's kind of like a meatball. It's kind of like formed up. The soup's so good. It's like a beef soup with a hint of pepper, black pepper. So you can see some herbs in there, a little bit of chili. It's got a very mild spice, very mild. I mean, if you can't eat spicy food, you could handle this no trouble. So good. Honestly, dumplings are one of my favourite foods. So these are, I would put up there with like a xiaolongbao. To me, that's what they really remind me of, a nice soupy dumpling. Okay, so that's pretty much everything here. I'm gonna eat these in peace, go talk to a camera with everyone in the restaurant looking at me like a weirdo. And I'll come back to you when I'm done. Well, it's still raining very heavily, but what can you do? So this is the place from the outside, Gruzina. You can see here the sort of the bridge I was talking about, and the train's going over the top there. Always puts it into a bit more perspective for you. You can see some of the train signals. Well, that lovely meal, the dolma, the beer, and the dumplings came to a grand total of 67 zloty. So I'll put the conversions somewhere here in dollars and pounds, but that's probably about like 12, 13 pounds. It's a pretty good deal to me. I mean, the food's delicious. With the beer, can't get ripped. Right, now we're going to make our way onwards in this rain to Wrocław Główny and catch ourselves a train to Poznan.